Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today,
Yep.
and we're looking at a recent Yardbarker article. It's about someone you probably know, LeBron James,
Right.
but maybe from a slightly different angle. It's really about his connection to Akron, Ohio, his hometown.
And specifically his work with the I Promise school there, supporting students.
Exactly.
Right.
So this Yardbarker piece, it was kicked off by like a recent announcement from the school.
That's right. And it includes some comments from James, well, his foundation anyway. Gives you a bit of insight.
So our mission here, it's not just to read you the news.
Yep.
You shared this because we want to figure out what this article really tells us about LeBron's commitment, right?
Yeah.
To education, to Akron. What makes this I Promise school tick, and why this recent event they mentioned is actually significant. We want to help you pull that apart.
Precisely. And the article, it kind of starts by reminding us something key about LeBron's own story. Well, that he famously skipped college, went straight from high school in Akron to the NBA draft.
Right, right. Which, when you think about it, creates this really fascinating contrast.
Oh, so.
Well, here's a guy who didn't take that college route himself. Not at all.
Yeah.
And yet look at him now. He's become this huge supporter, a massive force in creating those college opportunities for kids back home.
Absolutely. And that brings us straight to the I Promise school. It's really the heart of this effort.
Funded by his foundation, right? The LeBron James Family Foundation.
Exactly. It opened back in 2018. It's a public school, but it's specifically designed for kids who might be considered at risk.
Meaning they need extra support, different approaches.
Yeah, extra resources, maybe a different kind of environment to, really thrive.
And it's not just about the school years, K through 12, is it?
Yeah.
That's a really important piece the article highlights.
No, definitely not. The foundation, they also set up this partnership, this scholarship program.
Ah, yes. The University of Akron won.
That's the one. It guarantees free tuition to the University of Akron for every single graduate from the I Promise school.
Wow. Just think about that for a second. A completely clear path,
Yeah.
tuition-free to higher education for these kids.
It's huge. I mean, it just changes the whole conversation for these students and their families.
Takes away that massive financial worry.
Totally. It removes that barrier and gives them something really tangible to aim for,
Yeah.
A future goal that might have felt impossible otherwise.
Turns roadblocks into, well, stepping stones, like you said.
Exactly.
Okay, so this specific event then, the one that got the I Promise school back in the news, according to this Yardbarker piece, it was kind of unique.
It was, yeah. The school held something they called media days.
Media days? Wait, like the kind college teams or pro teams do before the season?
Precisely that, yeah.
Yeah.
The post that the school shared, and LeBron's foundation shared it too. It showed students, I think they were on the track team, maybe others too, and it specifically said the goal was to give them that collegiate and pro-level experience.
Huh. That's really telling, isn't it?
What do you mean?
It said something about the school's whole philosophy. It's not just about the books or the grades.
Right.
It's about building confidence, maybe.
Yeah.
Giving these kids experiences they wouldn't normally get.
Yeah.
Showing them their value, that they can operate at that kind of high level.
Yeah, like whether it's sports or academics or whatever they pursue, it's about visibility, self-worth maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
And the post itself, it talked about the students' excitement and their confidence, their passion. It said something like, the future is bright and we can't wait to see them continue to take off.
Using that kind of language, takeoff, usually reserved for top athletes or something.
Yeah, framing their potential in a really ambitious way.
And LeBron himself, he boosted this signal, right? The article mentions that.
Oh, absolutely. He shared the school's post on his own Instagram page, which, has a massive following.
Seems like a small thing, maybe, just to share.
But it instantly gives the school, and more importantly, the students, this huge platform. Puts them on a global stage, even just for a moment.
Okay, now this brings us to, I think, a really crucial part of the article. There's a quote in there from Michelle Campbell. She's the director of the LeBron James Family Foundation.
Yes, that's right. It's actually from back when the school first opened. She said it to WKCY.
Okay, so what did she say?
Well, she was talking about the impact right there in Akron. She said, he's changing lives. He's changing kids. He's changing families, which is powerful stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But there's more to it, isn't there? The part about the long haul.
Yeah. This is the key bit. She adds, it doesn't matter where he works. This work still continues. He made a promise, and he will always make good on that.
He made a promise. That phrase really jumps out.
It's incredibly telling, I think, because it frames all this work, his philanthropy, not just as some project he does while he's playing nearby.
Right, not tied to whichever team's jersey he's wearing at the moment.
Exactly. It's presented as this ongoing, really personal promise, a commitment that goes beyond the NBA season or the city he's currently based in.
It's a promise to Akron, to his roots.
Independent of his, professional address. Yeah.
And that feels different,
Yeah.
compared to maybe some other celebrity charity work that can feel a bit more temporary.
It really highlights this idea of sustained effort, accountability, maybe, back to his hometown.
And that promise, it's not just fulfilled by cutting a ribbon on a school building.
No way.
It's in the day-to-day, the year after year, making sure those pathways, like the one to the University of Akron, actually stay open, class after class.
Which, makes you think about legacy, impact. His basketball career, obviously amazing, but it has an end date eventually. But this work in Akron, this promise, it feels like it's built to last much longer, designed for generational impact.
Building futures long after he stops playing. It's quite something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together then. This deep dive, starting with that Yard Barker article about the media days at the I Promise School. It's shown us more than just a quick news update. It really highlighted that stark contrast, didn't it?
Yeah.
LeBron skipping college himself.
Yeah.
And then pouring so much effort, so many resources into creating college pathways for kids from Akron through the I Promise School, through that free tuition scholarship.
Right. We looked at why those media days weren't just, a fun event, but more about giving students value exposure, that pro-level feeling.
Yeah, building them up.
And critically, we dug into that quote from Michelle Campbell about the promise.
That's the core, really.
Yeah, seeing his commitment framed as this deep, personal, long-term pledge. Something that continues no matter where he plays. It's about his roots.
It really emphasizes that his impact, his legacy, it's not just going to be measured in points or championships. It's deeply rooted in trying to build something lasting back home through education, through opportunity, where it all started for him.
So thinking about that idea of a promise, it's kind of interesting, right?
How so?
Well, we heard the foundation director say he made a promise, and he will always make good on that. It makes you wonder, what does it really take? For a commitment someone makes maybe years ago to keep playing out, to keep affecting lives year after year over the long haul. What is that level of sustained effort, that dedication to a promise? What does that tell you about what's needed to make a truly lasting difference in the world? Something to think about.